She will be okay.
Good,
She will be okay. I hope she's not mad at me for sharing that detail. But
No, you didn't go into
but I wanted to make it clear though that it mattered to her.
From the very first time we started our friendship, stayed up that first night and talked all night long, she has always been happier for me and everything that's ever happened to me.
But I also thought that on some level we were watching someone who was really needed help right away.
Gayle King is reportedly blowing the lid off some shocking secret about Oprah Winfrey and her shady dealings behind the curtain. Oprah called me and said, "Are you okay? Are you afraid?" I was never afraid after years of their unshakable bond, being the envy of Hollywood. Whispers of betrayal are now echoing through the entertainment world.
In Oprah's life, everybody is always very flattering and is always very agreeable with things that she says. And sometimes I'll go, that's just not true.
What could have gone so wrong that Gayle is now allegedly warning people about Oprah herself? Is the Queen daytime TV hiding something huge? Let's find out. When it comes to Hollywood's ultimate BFFs, Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King are the duo that comes to mind. These two have been thick as thieves for decades, sticking together through all the ups and downs. Their bond unshakable. Some people think their friendship is super cute, while others can't help but wonder if there's more to the story.
The reason why I think our friendship has worked is because Gayle is happier, not happy, but happier for me.
Back in 1976, Oprah was working as a news anchor in Baltimore when a snowstorm hit. Gayle, who was just a production assistant at the time, was stuck with a risky 45-minute drive home. Oprah, being her generous self, even then invited Gayle to crash at her place instead. They didn't know each other that well yet, but by the end of that night, everything changed. They stayed up talking for hours, getting to know each other on a deeper level. When Gayle mentioned she didn't have any clothes with her, Oprah didn't miss a beat. "You can wear mine." Classic Oprah move. In those early days, their friendship grew stronger over shared quirks. In an interview with Oprah magazine, Gayle shared how meeting Oprah felt like finally finding someone who just got her. Growing up in an all-white community Gayle often felt out of place, and Oprah could totally relate. They bonded over everything from feeling like outsiders to their love for music. Gayle was all about Barry Manilow, while Oprah was jamming to Neil Diamond. Gayle put it perfectly. "It's that whole being the odd girl out thing. We didn't fit into everybody else's idea of what it's like to be a black girl." For Oprah, this connection meant even more. Her childhood wasn't easy. She bounced between her grandmother, mom, and dad's homes, always searching for stability. Oprah once told the Washington Post she acted out as a kid because she craved attention and love, especially with her mom working long hours as a maid. When Gayle came into her life, it was like she filled a piece of Oprah's heart that had been missing.
She is the sister everybody would want. She is the friend that everybody deserves.
After catching her husband William Bumpus in bed with another woman, Gayle filed for divorce and focused on healing while raising her two kids, Kirby and William Jr., as a single mom. When Vanity Fair asked who she despised most, Gayle didn't hold back. She mentioned the woman she found with her husband that night, June 24, 1990, at exactly 9:16 p.m. Though she admitted she didn't remember much else by 1993, her divorce was finalized. But the holidays brought new challenges. Facing New Year's Eve without her kids for the first time, Gayle called Oprah to share how she was feeling. Oprah wasn't about to let her best friend face it alone. Just 4 hours later, Oprah showed up at Gayle's doorstep with groceries and Stedman in tow. Stedman cooked up some spaghetti, and the three of them rang in the new year together, a true testament to their friendship during tough times. Gayle later told People magazine how grateful she was for that night, calling it a memory she'll cherish forever. But their friendship isn't a one-way street. Gayle has dropped everything to be there for Oprah too. Oprah once shared how she felt crushed after being betrayed by someone close to her. Gayle, hearing the pain in Oprah's voice during their call, didn't hesitate. She hung up, told her babysitter to watch the kids, and hopped on a plane from Connecticut to Chicago to be by Oprah's side. Now that's friendship. When Oprah opened the door and saw Gayle on her doorstep, Gayle simply said, "I can't stay. But I just wanted to see your face." After ensuring that Oprah was okay, Gayle drank a glass of water and promptly headed back to the airport to return home to her children. So you can kind of guess how tight their friendship is because of this strange bond they share. A lot of people have speculated that their relationship might be more than just friendship. Oprah has even given her many lavish gifts, like a fancy house in Manhattan. A lot of this centers around her close friendship with Oprah Winfrey, a connection that has helped shape Gayle's career. Rumors suggest Oprah isn't just a media mogul. More people each day claim she's a gatekeeper in Hollywood, with ties to major figures like Jay-Z, Diddy, and Usher. Some others are saying Gayle's silence on these celebrities' controversies isn't just a coincidence.
So a lot of the celebrity culture that you don't hear saying anything is because they participated to a degree.
Not only this, rumors are swirling that a shadowy network of private investigators is being hired to silence influencers, podcasters, and media personalities from spilling tea on certain A-list celebrities. The list of names being whispered includes none other than Oprah Winfrey, Gayle King, Tyler Perry, and yes, Diddy.
They would not say who they were working for and who had hired them to come and travel around to these different influencers, but they did say that they would be going to multiple influencers who are talking about these stories to figure out whether or not they're being paid by a specific entity.
Here's the kicker. These private investigators aren't just doing their regular snooping. Allegedly, they're going door to offering influencers hush money to not publish damaging stories. And if the money doesn't work, people are claiming threats may come into play. Who's behind this covert operation? Fingers are being pointed straight at Diddy, who's been at the center of several scandals lately. Two private investigators just visited a place I used to live in search of me, and they were coming to ask me whether or not I've been paid to talk about P. Diddy and his connection to other celebrities. On my show The Buzz, there's a wild theory going around that high-profile names like Oprah, Gayle, and Tyler Perry could be tangled up in some major jaw-dropping secrets. Word is someone out there is determined to keep the truth locked away at any cost. Whether these celebs are actual targets or just caught in the crossfire, the whispers alone are enough to shake up Hollywood and leave everyone wondering what's really going on behind the scenes.
They said not only would they pay me to disclose who I was being paid by, but they would pay me more than whatever I was getting to share the opposite story.
Now remember when R. Kelly's scandal blew up, Gayle didn't hesitate. She sat him down for a brutally honest interview, resulting in one of the most iconic and meme-worthy moments in recent TV history. But when it comes to figures like Diddy or Jay-Z, there's nothing why hasn't Gayle gone after them with the same energy? That's the question on everyone's mind.
I am surprised that you agreed to do it. Why are you sitting down with us today?
I'm very tired of all of the lies.
Fans are starting to give Gayle King some serious side eye, questioning whether her journalistic choices are driven by integrity or by who she can't afford to upset. Take Diddy, for example. Over the years, his name has been tied to some pretty messy allegations. Yet Gayle crickets no hard hitting interviews, no deep dives, no follow-ups, just radio silence. And let's not ignore the fact that Diddy and Oprah move in the same elite circles. Things took an even shadier turn on a recent episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored in a jaw-dropping segment titled Diddy Has Tapes on Everyone. Candace Owens versus Mark Lamont Hill. New allegations about Diddy's influence set off alarms. Candace Owens didn't hold back, accusing Diddy of silencing people for years, and even hinting that Hollywood's power players, including Gayle, know way more than they're letting on. What's raising eyebrows even more is Gayle's silence for someone who's built a reputation on fearless interviews. Her decision to stay out of this conversation isn't just odd, it's starting to feel deliberate. And let's be real, in Hollywood, silence can sometimes speak louder than words.
Brought up what was going on with him, and because I had read through the lawsuit, and it was just one of those things that was unavoidable because there was so much evidence. I mean, there was picture, document.
Owens didn't hold back. She called out how powerful guys like Diddy stay untouchable because they've got dirt on people, secrets, scandals, maybe even tapes. Whether that's real or just a metaphor, the message is clear. No one's messing with Diddy because of what he might spill, and that's where Gayle's pick and choose journalism starts looking shady. She built her rep by grilling guys like R. Kelly so hard he practically imploded on camera. But now, when it comes to someone like Diddy, she's nowhere to be found. Where's that same fire she brought for Kelly?
And the media and the public at large is shocked by what's happening, but we really are just getting to the beginning of.
And it's not just Diddy Gayle's silence on figures like Jay-Z, Usher, or even Justin Bieber. Each linked to their own rumors or controversies, raises questions about a larger pattern. What's really happening behind the scenes? Is Gayle deliberately steering clear of topics that could upset Oprah's inner circle? Or is there a deeper reason for her discretion? Some fans now wonder if Diddy's influence extends far beyond the music industry and into media itself. If Diddy truly holds damaging secrets about those in power, could media figures like Gayle be part of that web since everyone knew that? This is what he was engaged in. This was an open secret in Hollywood. In fact, when Kanye last year said that he was a Fed and started speaking about some of these allegations, he was simply dismissed as crazy. This isn't just tabloid chatter. It sparked intense fan speculation. Online fear suggests that Gayle's approach to reporting is less about pursuing the truth and more about safeguarding relationships. Some argue that her friendship with Oprah isn't just personal, but a strategic business alliance. If Gayle were to dig too deep or expose the wrong person, it could send shockwaves through Oprah's empire, threatening their influence in the industry in a world where power and connections reign. Supreme, maintaining favor with the elite might outweigh any headline.
Every time she made a mention to hip-hop culture, it was something that was wrong with it. And it was something that was on my CD that was the largest debut in hip-hop album.
One person wrote straight up real talk. They definitely, Gayle King and Oprah Winfrey has something on them, bitter old women. Another one added, you can't be attached to someone at the hip for 40 years and not be an active accomplice. Social media discussions and theories about the payment disparities and the cast's dedication have likely sparked conversations within the media world. Taraji's team, along with the extensive PR machinery behind The Color Purple, may have taken note of the shifting narrative surrounding the film. As a result, they may have advised Taraji to publicly address the issue, prompting her statement on the matter.
Notice how Oprah treats everybody during this press conference. Taraji is first, right? Now look at her eyes. She looks down when she's talking about the movie. She wasn't excited about it.
Oprah's past connections are stirring up major controversy, with critics highlighting her ties to controversial figures like Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and others. The drama intensified after a 2021 clip of her 2003 interview with Dolly Parton resurfaced, where Oprah pressed Dolly about her plastic surgery. The clip ignited backlash, with actress Rose McGowan, a Me Too pioneer, calling out Oprah in a now-deleted tweet. One didn't hold back, accusing Oprah of supporting a sick power structure for personal gain. She pointed to Oprah's relationship with Weinstein and her decision to step away from a documentary about Russell Simmons' assault accusers. In her tweet, McGowan wrote, I wish she were real, but she isn't. From being pals with Weinstein to abandoning Simmons victims, she's as fake as they come. Blizzard. Oprah connection to Weinstein has been a long-standing issue. In 2018, singer Seal criticized her, claiming she turned a blind eye to Weinstein's alleged misconduct. Seal's now deleted post read, you'd heard the rumors, but had no idea my bad when you've been part of the problem for decades. But suddenly, they think you're the solution. Although Oprah has been a vocal supporter of the Me Too movement, her critics argue that her past associations reveal a troubling contrast to them. Her public stance doesn't align with her personal ties, and they aren't letting it go.
And if we make this just about Harvey Weinstein, then we will have lost this.
Word on the street is that a lot of big names in Hollywood knew exactly what Harvey Weinstein was up to when it came to how he treated women, instead of calling him out. Some folks allegedly turned a blind eye or even helped cover it up, and guess what? Oprah Winfrey's name keeps popping up in these conversations, with people claiming she was tight with Weinstein and part of the inner circle that supposedly knew about his shady behavior all along.
When something this major happens, when you have the fallout, 50 women coming forward, that it's a watershed moment.
There was a time not too long ago when Oprah Winfrey held an almost untouchable status within the Black community, a revered interviewer and entertainer behind much of our cherished content. However, her image has significantly declined in recent years. A quick search of her name on the once respected Twitter platform reveals top tweets questioning what some perceive as a questionable relationship with the late Michael Jackson. Further down the feed, many users express sentiments like Oprah has always been an awful person and suggests she is now facing the consequences. She deserves this shift in public perception marks. A stark contrast to the widespread admiration Oprah once enjoyed within the Black community. Moreover, in his Netflix comedy special, Dave Chappelle touched on the idea that figures like Kevin Hart and Oprah Winfrey may be compromising their values for fame and wealth by aligning with Hollywood's elite, as he put it.
They were in on the whole thing. I felt so wronged. I felt so stupid.
You guess what he is trying to say? Maybe Dave is trying to say that people like Oprah have been involved in this heinous game for a very long time, and he feels stupid now, right? Well, this is just a guess. But Dave also said that the public's perception of Hollywood is at odds with reality, and that it is filled with love-able people like Oprah Winfrey. Dave supposedly remarked that once you see their genuine faces, you won't be able to stand them, since they are too diabolical to bear. He said, "It's the same monster that these me top was trying to tell you about, but they hate the monster for how it acts, and I hate that monster for how it eats. But my God, man, it's the same monster these days." Oprah Winfrey is all over the news for the terrible things she's doing in the media business, and Dave is said to have expressed his frustration with the ease with which sugar-coated personalities like Oprah can move around. There have been observations suggesting that Oprah Winfrey may have played a role in signaling Dave's downfall, almost as if she were aware of her actions reflecting on the past. It's worth noting that Oprah has faced various controversies. These range from accusations of participating in smear campaigns against her critics and undermining their professional lives, to more unsettling allegations involving her purported connection to human tea.
Oprah legitimized the notorious criminal Zhao Tashira, aka John of God, as a miraculous faith healer, one who could cure cancer.
While Oprah Winfrey is often hailed as the queen of all media, there are instances where she may have missed the mark, at least according to Cindy Crawford. The iconic supermodel shared her perspective on their initial encounter during an episode of the Apple TV Plus docu-series The Supermodels. And seems like she is also not happy with her. So let's get started to know what she has got to say about Oprah. I was like the chat or a child, like be seen and not heard when you look at it through today's eyes when Oprah's like, stand up and show me your body. Cindy Crawford's first encounter with Oprah Winfrey was notably different from her later appearance on Oprah's Masterclass in 2013. During that interview, Crawford opened up about the impact of her appearance on her self-perception. She explained, as reported by ABC News, that she often felt judged based on her looks, which led her to proactively present herself as more than just a physical presence. I felt judged by the way that I looked. I think it set me on a course to represent myself as someone who has a brain, she shared before her 2013 Masterclass episode with Oprah. Crawford spent time reflecting on how others perceived her despite having made 10 appearances on Oprah. Prior to that, her recollection of her first appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show wasn't exactly warm and fuzzy, especially when viewed through a modern lens. As a mother of two, Crawford has since shed new light on that experience, contemplating how Winfrey's actions might be seen in today's cultural climate. From Crawford's perspective, it seems there may still be unresolved issues between her and Winfrey that warrant further exploration. Show us why you're worthy of being here. In the moment, I didn't recognize it, only when I looked back at it. And I was like, oh my gosh, that was so not okay. Really, in the pilot episode of The Supermodels, Cindy Crawford reflected on her first appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show when she was just 20 years old, alongside her manager John Casablancas. Crawford appeared on the show in 1986,